This is the Rhythm Authors Podcast for Monday, July 2nd, episode 35. I think we're getting the hang of this. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Rhythm Authors Podcast. I'm your host, Mystakin, joined, as always, by my co-host, SoundDefense.
SoundDefense. Hi, Internet. I am the SoundDefense, like I just said a minute ago, because I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
How you doing, SoundDefense? How's it been? It's been a month.
It's been over a month, hasn't it? I don't know. When did the last one come out?
That's right. It has been over a month. It's been forever. SoundDefense is going to look bad, by the way, because my internet sucks, but...
Yeah.
You know what? Get over it. But yeah, how you been?
I've been doing good. Just eating like 10 pounds of molasses recently, so I'm gonna be slow.
Every day. Just every day I eat 10 pounds of molasses.
That's it. It's really delicious, and then I just don't move for the rest of my life. What are I even talking about?
I don't really know. I went to E3 this year. That was a lot of fun.
I was going to go this year, but then I didn't. How was it?
It was a lot of fun. My travel was horrendous.
Really?
Absolutely horrendous.
My travel's always horrendous, but what happened?
So I had about a half hour to get from my one terminal to the next airplane.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like optimal half an hour. And the plane was delayed from leaving about 10 minutes. My first one.
Ooh.
So now I have 20 minutes. And I arrive at the wrong terminal, so I have to take a shuttle to get to the other terminal. And then I still get there before they leave on my pass, right? Before it says departure. I still get there. But they closed the gate as I got there.
Oh, man.
And it was the last flight to LA. So I was stuck in Philly for the night, basically.
Wow.
So my travel sucked, but EA was a lot of fun. E3 was a lot of fun. It's weird being there as media, especially since like I got a few moments where it was very obvious that someone would stop me and be like, "Oh, you're media. Here's my game. Why don't you cover my game? Please cover my game. Dear God, please cover my game."
And just like as you're walking by,
yes,
like
they saw that I had a media badge.
Do they not notice all the other people with media badges? And why did that never happen to me? What's so special about you?
I don't know. Like, I was just walking around and then people just stopped me and said, "Hey, man, do you got a business card? Here's my business card." And I was like, "Well, yeah, sure." It's just a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Maybe it only happened like 2 or 3 times, but it happened enough that I was like, this isn't happening to people that aren't media. So that was a little bit awkward. But overall, it was a lot of fun. I got to play the Wii U.
Nice.
Pretty excited about that.
I was waiting to play that, but it turned out that E3 would have been a bit too expensive, and there was work that I needed to do here. So
there's always work to be done.
Yeah.
But anyway, now that we have talked for like 10 minutes about something that's not Rock Band.
Yeah. How about some Rock Band stuff? Do we have any of that?
How about some Rock Band stuff? Not really. We're still all just sort of waiting for Rock Band Blitz to come out. There's not a lot of Rock Band news. But there is some Rhythm Authors news. We have sort of launched our YouTube initiative along with our Twitter initiative, which basically says that we are uploading, as songs pass, we are uploading videos of them to our YouTube channel. And every day that a song has not passed, we are uploading backlog videos because we have this huge catalog of songs at this point, hundreds of songs.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't even have full band videos on YouTube. So someone who would like to, who has an interest in a song that we did but wants to see the full chart is unable to. So we are uploading a back catalog for every day that a song does not pass. For days that songs pass, we work to get the new release up as fast as possible. Nice. So every day there's a new video at the Rhythm Authors YouTube channel. You should subscribe if you like video content.
Yeah.
If you like to watch charts, then you should subscribe to that. If you are mostly interested in only new releases, you should subscribe to the Twitter channel, which will not promote the backlog, but will promote the new releases as they come out.
You're totally promoting the backlog on the Twitter, man.
Yeah, but I stopped.
Oh, okay. That explains why I stopped.
I came to the conclusion that if someone really wants to look at the backlog, they can just subscribe to that. It doesn't make a lot of sense having the redundancy between the two.
Probably not.
So Twitter's going to be for new releases. So if you're only interested in that, subscribe to the Twitter. But really subscribe anyway because it's awesome. And so yeah, that's the sort of dichotomy. If you're interested in Rhythm Author's product, which if you're watching this, you probably should be.
I should hope so.
Those are the best ways to see what we're up to. Sound Defense, do you have anything to add?
No, I don't.
Okay, then, let's get to our first segment, then. Sound Defense, what is the first song?
First song
week?
I want to talk about is something that I liked a lot more than I thought I would. It was Asking Alexandria doing one of their new singles, Reckless and Relentless. Was a sample from Reckless and Relentless, one of the recent-ish singles from Asking Alexandria. Mystakin, what do you think of that?
I think it's a pretty alright song. I mean, it's got all. I mean, it's, at this point, Asking Alexandria, you know what you're getting with them, I think.
Pretty much, yeah. They've got their defined style, and they go to it for pretty much every song.
Mm-hmm. And this hits all the same sort of notes. You know, it has everything that I like in it. It has everything that Sound Defense likes in it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Sound Defense, you were saying this is one of your favorite choruses that they've done?
It really is. It's not like as melodic as some of their older stuff, like A Prophecy, but I don't know, it just feels like a really cool standard 4/4 rock and roll stuff, and I don't know, it appeals to me for some odd reason.
Right, and then for me, it's like after the first chorus, there's this break, or not really breaks, it's the first, but whatever. After the first chorus, there's a really heavy rhythmic sort of beats, like da-da-da-dun-da-dun-dun. It's everything that I like about sort of heavy metal music, is when they sort of drop some of the melody and just go straight rhythm.
What is the band that does that? Like not Within the Ruins, the band that did Pendulum. Who was that?
After the Burial.
After the Burial. That is just what they do, and there's a bit of it here.
Yeah, and the break after, it's not a break, it's a verse. The verse
it's
after,
not a break.
The verse after the first chorus is like that. It's sort of like an After the Burial breakdown, which is why I like it so much. Keys are pretty fun, I think.
Yeah, they start out a bit more chordy, but then later on in the song it starts to move faster when the synth breakdown happens. Yeah,
it's not like Final Episode. Is that the one? Final Episode, the one where it's like, you don't do anything, and then at the end you're like, here's some notes.
that is Final Episode. No, you've got keys throughout the whole song.
Mm-hmm. And then I think, as always, drums is really a shiner on
definitely
Asking Alexandria stuff.
Yeah, the 2x bass pedal version is out, which is good.
Yeah, and we have both a single pedal version and a double bass version. Sound Defense and I watched the double pedal version, which has a lot of double pedal stuff in it, but it's nothing super crazy. It's no like insane, like, I can't do this, my legs, they hurt pain stuff in it. So
it's gonna be more
reasonable.
like, I can't do this, my brain hurts pain.
Right.
Especially during that one part you keep calling a break.
And there's a lot of smaller stuff. It's a lot of smaller stuff throughout. It's never like an extended period of double bass. Is there anything else that we really want to hit on? I mean, the chorus, like you said, is really good. It's got great harmonies in it. Neither of us watched bass because that's a theme.
I watched bass, and it actually wasn't too bad.
Okay.
It moves around. It follows guitar more closely than usual, and so you get some movement going on there. Some parts are boring, of course, but it's not as bad as some other songs.
All right. So is that everything we got for this track then?
That's all I got. You got anything?
I don't. Asking Alexandria, Reckless and Relentless. Look it up.
Yes.
But as for this podcast, let's move on to our second song called Keep the Lights On by Close Your Eyes.
So much, but I am old enough. I should be screaming out. So why is it that I keep my mouth shut? Why do I try so hard to forget? Forgiveness is in your hands, and mercy in your words. You are calling me to seek you and find a rest.
And that was a taste of Keep the Lights On by Close Your Eyes. Sound Defense, what do you think about that track from this band that all of a sudden everyone in Rhythm Authors likes?
I think that took you a minute to say that song title for some reason.
Because I'm dumb.
Okay.
It takes me a while to read sometimes.
Don't have to shove it down my throat. I like that song in particular. I don't know. I really like the drum track especially just because I know that I'm going to try playing it, I'm going to die because it's so damn fast.
It is incredibly fast. Like, it's Final Tier, and I think it's Final Tier for a reason. Because that sort of punk style, when it gets above a certain BPM, it's just so intense. It's like really tough to keep up with.
Yeah, I just can't end up moving my hand that fast or my foot or anything, really.
Right.
I am too slow as a human being.
It's sort of keeping with the theme that Reckless and Relentless started by having sort of really neat vocals and really neat drums. Although I think vocals on this are a lot better than Reckless.
Yeah,
even.
Reckless. It was a whole lot of talkies. This one's a whole lot of singing.
Right, a whole lot of singing. And you were saying that it's like there's probably more harmony lines in the song. Like, there's probably more phrases that have harmonies in the song than phrases that don't have harmonies.
By an enormous margin, there are. Like, everybody is singing all the time, I swear.
Yeah, it's like their entire band is singing. It's nuts. How even the verses are just drowning in harmonies. It sounds really cool.
It's fine by me.
Right, absolutely. And it sounds really good, and it assuredly is super fun to sing. Guitar and bass are sort of normal, nothing too crazy about them, but I think drums and vocals are definitely things to look into for this song, or if you just really like it, which I kind of do.
Yeah, they're definitely the standout instruments
in
this case.
There's that neat, and then thankfully though, the whole song, as my vast database decides it wants to update, what am I trying to say? Now I lost my train of thought. Thanks to Vast.
You were talking about probably the breakdown, is my guess.
So the drummer's sort of like going, and then the drummer like sweats, and then he gets tired, and then the breakdown happens where the drummer doesn't play. Probably because he was tired, I would imagine. But it's a complete shift in the song. It gets a lot slower, and it gets a lot...
Yes.
I'm not going to say cooler, that's not true. But it gets
a lot tommier.
It gets what?
Tommier. More toms.
Yes. On drums, it gets more toms. But it's cool. It's neat that the song can change that well and still feel, cohesive and feel like it fits.
I know some other bands that try and break the song into different pieces, but they never sound connected.
Yeah, like me.
I didn't want to say.
You just...
So how is guitar?
So the Rhythm Authors podcast now starring Mystakin and Only Mystakin. As my hair sticks up. All right.
Hey, I'm back.
But is that everything for Close Your Eyes? I mean, guitar and bass are pretty normal.
Yeah.
Nothing stood out to me there.
Yeah, it's a drums and vocal song, really.
Mm-hmm. So, what's third track for this week or for this month?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember. Oh, here it is. It is a group that I'm pretty sure I've never heard before called Harbour Grace, singing a song called "Wish I Was Dead." And that song was Wish I Was Dead by a group called Harbour Grace. Mystakin. Do you wish you were dead?
All the time.
Wait. Why do you wish you were dead? What's wrong with, not death?
Wait, you said dead?
Yeah, do you wish you were dead?
Oh, okay. No, I thought you said
Okay.
I thought you said something else. I'm like seriously
I was
trying.
confused as hell for a minute.
I am like, the brain is firing to try and find some sort of word that rhymes with dead that would make that joke work. All I came up with was head, which could be dirty, and I don't like that, and lead, which would probably kill me if I ate a lot of.
Wish I was red.
That's a good one. Wish I was red. Then I could be Hellboy. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Wish I was
an
dead.
actual song.
An actual song. I actually like the song a lot. I don't
mind this particular song.
Wishy-washy sound defense here. It's going.
Oh hush.
I like the song a lot. It's a very straightforward rock song. You know, no bells, no whistles, just guitar, bass, drums, vocals. I'm gonna rock your face. I'm not gonna be metal about it. I'm not gonna be, alternative about it. I'm just gonna rock. And I think that's admirable and it's really cool. Sound Defense, what instruments do you think stand out on this track?
On this track, I'm pretty sure drums are one of the standout instruments here.
Mm-hmm.
It's always throwing some kind of cool fill together, or it's doing a non-standard snare thingy, and I don't know. It was fun to watch, and it's not overly difficult, but it's different enough from a straight 4/4 beat that it looks fun to play.
Mm-hmm. And on top, drums definitely shine a lot because the drummer just does fills left and right. He has a bit of drummer ADD, which always makes good for rock band charts.
Oh yeah.
I think guitar stands out a lot. I really like the guitar tone in this song, and he varies stuff up a lot. He has a really cool solo, and then at the very end he just changes it completely again and adds in sort of wah pedal, which isn't difficult, but it's still a new pattern. So a pretty simple guitar chart, but one that's pretty fun. You might sight read FC it, but you'll have a fun time doing it.
Yeah.
I think vocals are pretty neat. They're not to the level of something like Close Your Eyes or Asking Alexandria, but they're still there. Oh, and bass does a lot of following guitar, which means the bass is also pretty fun too.
Yeah, the bass guitar really closely linked in this song. The whole thing, it reminds me. This might be wrong of me, but it reminds me a bit of Breaking Benjamin or a band somewhere in that area.
I could see that comparison. It makes sense.
I feel like there's a better band on the tip of my tongue that I can't think of right now.
I don't really know, but I could see a Breaking Benjamin comparison, absolutely. Just because they are that sort of like, I guess Breaking Benjamin's kind of alternative. I don't know.
Yeah, they're a bit more alternative, I guess. But
yeah, but I think this is a little bit more rocky than alternative. Anyway, now we're just arguing about genres. Did you see the thing I tweeted out about genres a long time ago?
I'm not sure. You have to remind me. You tweet a lot of things.
It's true. What genre would you consider? I'm trying to remember. Oh, the Strokes.
Strokes.
So Reptilia, stuff like that. What genre would you consider that?
Alternative.
So I assume that's one of the things listed in Wikipedia's thing. But Jeff and I looked up because we're like, what would you consider the Strokes? They listed them as post-punk revival.
What?
So then
where does that come from?
So I was like, okay, so we had punk, and then after punk was dead, we had post-punk, and then post-punk died, so we had to revive it.
Who is post-punk?
I don't know. Who's post-punk revival? Apparently the Reptilia, and I'm trying to remember some other. Block Party was one.
Anyone who thinks that punk died needs to go to Sweden sometime.
It was ridiculous. But anyway, a song that is not post-punk revival is Wish I Was Dead by Harbour Grace, and you should look into it if you are into straight-up rock songs. But going into my last song for the evening is another track by Asking Alexandria. This is called Dear Insanity. That was a taste of Dear Insanity by Asking Alexandria. Sound Defense, what do you think about our second Asking Alexandria track this evening?
I think that it's a pretty cool Asking Alexandria track this evening. I don't know, I don't like the chorus quite as much. Only this evening. I don't like the chorus quite as much as the previous one, but the instrumentation sounds pretty cool, especially at a certain point when the drums start doing this cool rhythmic tom break sort of thing.
I definitely think Dear Insanity is a stronger song instrumentally for Rock Band. The guitar is a lot more difficult and a lot more complex. The drums are insanely complex throughout pretty much the entire song, especially the tom part in the second verse. And bass is probably tough. I don't know, but
nobody knows about bass.
Nobody knows about bass. But yeah, guitar and drums are absolutely killer on this song. This is a lot heavier. I think it's a lot heavier than Reckless and Relentless, personally.
I think it is, yeah.
And the chorus, while not being as good as Reckless, maybe, it's still catchy. It still has that sort of catchiness. As my mom texts me that dinner is ready, so we need to wrap this up.
Ooh, delicious.
But vocals, anything else you want to say about vocal sound defense?
Not a whole... Oh, yeah. I like this song because this is the first Asking Alexandria song where you listen and you can really tell that these guys are British. Like, it really comes through, especially during one of the low parts.
Yeah, and after Sound Defense pointed it out, there's a part later where there's an orange harmony that I noticed the British accent in, and I probably wouldn't have if I hadn't been looking for it. So, fun.
You won't be able to unhear it.
Yeah. So, take that, Internet. Now you can't unhear the British influence on Asking Alexandria. But, everything else, I think you should know what to expect by Asking Alexandria at this point. But guitar, drums absolutely shine on this song. Sound Defense, what's the final track that we're doing for this episode?
Our last track, it is another song by Close Your Eyes. It is called Song for the Broken.
This is what we believe in, and we're not giving up. This is our song. So sing aloud. A chorus for us.
And that was Close Your Eyes with another one of their songs, Song of the Broken. Mystakin, is this song for you?
As a person who is broken inside and has a broken soul, yes.
Well, I hope this song gives you some respite. No? Okay. All right, well, is it a good song?
Yes, it is. As with apparently all of the Close Your Eyes songs that we got in the last sort of victory batch, it is a fantastic song, in my opinion. Drums are really fun. I mean, all the instruments have things in them rhythmically that appeal to me, especially in the later half of the song. But I think drums in particular are super fun. For some reason, I get really distracted by the vocals, especially during the chorus.
Oh, they're really cool vocals. Like it's got that 3-part harmony thing that Close Your Eyes can do pretty well. Yeah,
and especially in the choruses, the 3-part harmonies, they're so insane. Like, they just seem insane to me. Just how well they fit together, and yet how complex they are.
Yeah, this, like, Victory, I've seen it with Close Your Eyes and Day to Remember. They sort of have the standard harmony structure that they go to, but Close Your Eyes breaks out of it near the latter half of this song and does some cooler stuff.
There's a lot of really neat harmonies in this, and there's parts where there's 4 and 5 vocals going because they had screaming on top of it, and it's really neat. It's a really cool vocal track, and I think, honestly, it might be the coolest part of the song, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's the part I like listening to the most, at least. I'll probably be singing it at some point, too.
Yeah, Sound Defense, what caught your eye in Song for the Broken?
Mostly it was the drums and the vocals in this case. I was sort of drawn to the slow drums, because I sort of like what you have to do with the slow drums in order to make them interesting. It's some extra just stuff thrown in there that makes it a fun track to listen to, and it looks like a fun track to play.
I have not had a chance to play it yet. But yeah, there's a lot of really neat stuff. Close Your Eyes' drummer likes to throw fills in a lot of places. There's a lot of parts where it slows down and the drums are still doing stuff. Definitely look into it. Sound Defense, is there any last words you have for the songs this week?
The song? I don't know. For this particular song, I just like one point later in the song where they do one of those rhythmic breakdowns, and all 4 instruments, including the vocals, get in on it, and it's really cool.
That's true. They do a sort of a rhythmic pattern that I don't remember anymore because I have short-term memory, and all the instruments sort of dig into that, and it sounds really neat. So, Song for the Broken by Close Your Eyes. Look into it. But that's everything. Let's go to outro.
All right.
And that concludes another edition of the Rhythm Authors Podcast. Again, I tried to do this as if it was the intro and introduce myself as the host.
Nice. Just in case you guys forgot.
Yeah, if you like what you see, you can go to, if you want to see more Rhythm Authors stuff, you can go to rhythmauthors.com. You can follow us on Twitter at Rhythm Authors and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rhythm Authors, on YouTube as well. If you like this podcast, you should subscribe to it in iTunes or subscribe to the YouTube feed if you like the video version. And if you want to know more about Rock Band Network, you can go to rockbandnetwork.com or creators.rockband.com.
If you have some sort of interest in me, when watching me, and you feel I'm very attractive, you can check out.
By the way, ladies.
I am, and I'm single as well. But no, if you...
Ladies.
Oh, God. So, if... You can check out my Twitter musings at TheSoundDefense, and I also, in theory, I post YouTube videos at my YouTube channel, Sound Defense RB.
And if you'd like to follow my shenanigans, you can follow me on Twitter at Mystakin, and you can follow all of my writing at pmsclan.com and gamezone.com. I recently reviewed Quantum Conundrum on GameZone, so look up that review if you want to see some of my writing. And if you're looking for me around the internet, it is Mystakin, Mystakin. Sound Defense. That is another podcast in the bag. I think we might get this video thing down eventually.
At some point, it's got to start clicking for us. I mean, just probability.
We're getting closer. This one was at least about half the recording time as the last one was.
Yeah, that's an improvement. Dang, how long did it take the last one to record? Wasn't
it took
like
over
3 hours?
Yeah, it took over 2 hours.
Dang.
And you were like, we are never doing this again.
I'm pretty sure I was really tired at that point.
Yeah, you were. And I promised never to make it run that long, and it never did again. So,
all right.
See you all next month.
Take care.
All right, so I got bad news.
What's up?
I didn't record any of that.
Really?
So that's just going to be audio. I'm not going to redo it. F*** it.
Whatever.
So that's just going to be audio. I don't know why I didn't hit the record button. What's wrong with me?
Well, that lets me turn on this light behind me, I guess.